Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Matt. My full-time job is as a data analyst, so I use my analytical mind and skills to bet on sports. So today, I will be finding a $100 EV bet to place on tonight's game for Monday Night Football. The one thing I want to preface before I start is that normally when I do my positive EV bets, I'll use this calculator here, and it'll tell me how much to bet. So like on this Henry Ruggs one, I'll normally be doing $32 but for a little fun, for a little promo tonight, me and some couple other content creators for OddsJam are going to be finding $100 EV bet that we're going to be placing, and we're going to be just kind of tracking how everybody does. So for me, I kind of like placing a bunch of different positive EV bets for a primetime game like today because, I'll be watching it, obviously. It's Monday Night Football. The nation will be watching it. So it kind of gives you some stuff to track as opposed to on an NFL Sunday like yesterday where it's just absolute chaos and there's just 100 million things to look at. I like having some stuff for tonight's game. So to start off, most of these ones are for the game, but you can there's a couple of things you can do. You can filter by date, so you only get stuff for tonight. So here's everything for tonight. Or you could do what I do, and you filter by the percentage, so you have the highest. And then I just do Control F, and I'll type in one of the games. So it looks like there's 9 here for the Raiders-Chargers game tonight. And you see them all highlighted. The important thing is to make sure that this has been constantly updated. Before I started recording, I saw one that I really, really liked. I clicked refresh, and it was no longer there. Just like that Darren Waller thing is no longer there, but the Henry Ruggs one is higher up. So it's important to make sure that you're constantly refreshing with so you can have the most accurate data. And so this Henry Ruggs one, it's got the highest percent. It's like it's about a little over 8.5 positive EV. Let's see, it's Henry Ruggs over 46.5 receiving yards. I like that. Looks like it's on Fanduel. So let's check out the VIG and let's see what how they're pricing it, and let's see what Pinnacle has it at as well, so we can get the fair odds. We can find out what the VIG is that Fanduel is charging, and then we can also find what the sharpest sportsbook has it in that what it should be. So that's why I have this no VIG fair odds calculator up. Let's just refresh it, make sure it's still there. And all right, so this is the one we're going to go with. So actually, I don't want to say that yet because I might refresh it and things might change. And I should review the other ones. So I'm keeping that in there to kind of show the thought process. I don't want to just take the highest one, even though I probably will end up betting on that regardless. But let's wait to see if it'll be my official one. So I take that back. So let's keep going. So I do like this Henry Ruggs one. If you look at Henry Ruggs' stats just real quick, after a bad week one, he's had a couple days in a row. So week one, he only had 46, which I believe is 46.5, so he was close. But then he's hit in every one since then, including a 61-yard catch and touchdown against the Steelers. So he's been good since then. Derek Carr is, after that week one crazy when he was targeting Darren Waller every time, has finally found some other targets. And even on that week one, he did that 46 yards on only 2 catches. So that one's a leading contender, but I don't want to just cheap out and take the highest one I find. So let's continue searching. Next one, Derek Carr over 1.5 passing touchdowns. So it looks like the actual one is for the under because the price is so high for the over, which should only be minus 157. I don't like that one. I think Carr has been having a good start to the year. I do think that he's going to hit the over, so I don't want to mess with that one. Keep going. The Raiders, looks like this one is for them plus 3.5. That's not bad. You get the field goal, which is a huge deal. That's why it's probably 129, minus 129 on Pinnacle and OddsJam because of that field goal. So getting over that is huge. So that one's definitely a contender. I could definitely see the Raiders winning, but I'm a little bit weary about it because I do like the Chargers. And if you read my blog on my specific website, Modi Sports Analytics, I actually picked the Chargers to cover. So I'd kind of be going against myself if I were to pick this one. But it's under consideration because the Chargers could still win, and getting that field goal is huge. I believe I got the Chargers at minus 3. So that 3.5, like I said, is big. Next one, Jalen Guyton over 18.5 receiving yards. So it looks like my calculator's telling me to put $16 on this one. That's not bad. I like Guyton. The problem is he's not one of the top 3 targets for Herbert. That's Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and then even the tight end. And then there's also Austin Eckler out of the backfield. So that one's a little risky. Keenan Allen over longest reception. He's more of a possession receiver, even though he is good at going deep. That kind of use that from Mike Williams. I do like this Justin Herbert one over 37.5 passing attempts. Looks like I did bet it, but I bet it when it was a little bit higher positive EV. But if you look at Justin Herbert's stats, they really struggle running the ball, and the Raiders have had a surprisingly good run defense. So if you wanted to look at his attempts, you have to go to Pro Football Reference for this. He's had 47, 41, and 38. So he's actually had that over that every single game so far. So that one actually might be. I know the positive EV isn't as good, but looking at the Pinnacle has it at minus 142. Let's look at the last one just to be sure. Longest completion over 38.5 yards. So that would be the under. Herbert likes to chuck it deep. I understand that's a good play, getting the plus 100 for minus 120 odds, but I'm going to stay away from that. Just Herbert likes to chuck it deep. And then the last one, Waller, looks like that one is over 5.5 receptions. That's actually not bad. I mean, Waller just absolutely kills it. If you want to look at Darren Waller stats. 10, 5, 5. So yeah, he's actually gone under that the past 2 games. That's what's surprising. I would have thought he went over that. But the 10, I mean, that Monday night game was just ridiculous, all the targets he was getting. But after looking at all of them, I'm actually going to change my mind, and I'm not going to go with this Henry Ruggs over 46.5 receiving yards. Even though that one has the highest positive EV, this could possibly just be a Bryan Edwards. Who's the slot guy they have? A Hunter Renfrow and a Darren Waller game. It could just be that. And whereas Herbert, the 37.5 passing attempts, he's done that every game. The Chargers really struggle to run the ball. And their best running back, Austin Eckler, his best stat is his catching out of the backfield, not necessarily as a runner. So this isn't the official one I'm going to go with, 37.5. But before locking it or anything like that, I do want to make sure what the VIG is and how I'm getting it priced and stuff like that. So now I need to go to Caesars Sportsbook instead of Fanduel because I'll be changing it. Let's get to the home page. Side note: I do suggest betting this the super. I know I've had a previous video when I gave a review to Caesars. Their super boost max bets are awesome. I always take them. But anyway, so let's look at these player stats here. Why can I scroll over? There we go. I think I missed it. I need to look at player props. I'm losing. There you go. Okay, sorry about that. So the one I'm looking at is passing attempts, Herbert over 37.5. So it's minus 120 and minus 110. So if you want to look at the VIG, minus 120, minus 110. So it looks like they're putting on the VIG about 51%, 49. If you want to go to the VIG calculator, minus 120, minus 110. So the VIG percentage is about 7%, which isn't terrible. I do like using that other calculator to show you what they're actually pricing the odds to truly be at without the VIG. So that's what the other one was for. It looks like it was minus 104 and plus 104. But if you want to look at Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook out there, let's see what they have the player props at. Let's see, Justin Herbert. Let me just do Control F, save everybody some time. Okay, so they have is over 37.5 passing attempts at minus 142. I'm getting it at minus 120. So that's where you see the positive EV right there. So if we want to look what they truly have it at with no VIG, so it's minus 147 and the under was plus 108. So let's see. So they have it. It actually should be priced at minus 123. Even that is still higher than what Caesar has. So I really like this one. I really think that Justin Herbert one is going to tech. So I'm going to put 100 on here. I don't want to save everybody the time of logging in, but I will be placing this bet for 100. I'll send a screenshot on my Twitter just to confirm. You can find me there at Modi_sports. But just to recap, so if you haven't watched any of the previous videos yet on OddsJam that they've been putting out there, the VIG is essentially the juice that the sports books charge. So that's how they make their money. If you I mean, the info has it's explained much better here, but essentially the VIG is how these sports books, even Pinnacle, make their money. So if a $100 bettor bets on each side, the sportsbook wants to make sure that they profit out of that. That's why you'll never see an arbitrage opportunity on the same sportsbook, because that's just dumb. So like the example they give here is the minus 110. You'll see that a ton, minus 110 on both sides. Basically, so if two bettors bet $100 on each side, the sportsbooks will automatically profit 10. That's the VIG. So the incredibly important calculators that I use all the time is this one, the no VIG fair odds. So what is Pinnacle actually pricing this bet at? So it looks like the no VIG odds they have for this Justin Herbert is minus 123. As I said before, I am getting it at minus 120. So even with taking out the VIG, I'm still getting a positive value bet, which is rare, and which is why this one is such a good bet. And then just to prove what the VIG that Caesar has, it's minus 120, minus 110. So this is about a 7% VIG, which is another thing to use in your toolbox just to make sure that you're getting profitable bets. So just to recap, my official $100 positive EV bet is going to be Justin Herbert. Unfortunately, I just don't want to log in yet, so I'll save everybody the time because I can't do it on this computer, just because of the location preferences that I have. But yeah, so hope everybody's able to get some bets in tonight. Let me know if you end up tailing. Please send me some screenshots. You can find me on Twitter at Modi_sports. And yeah, that's all I got for you. So happy betting and good luck.